And we're joined by Trevor McAleese, the NDP candidate in this riding, which is now called quite tightly Kelowna.
Yes.
So, what motivates you to throw your hat in the ring?
Well, I've been involved with the NDP since 2019. I had volunteered on Joan Phillips' 2 federal election runs, and I've been part of the EDA. Well, now it's called Okanagan Lake West, South Kelowna, but it was Central Okanagan, Similkameen, Nicola. I've been the vice president of that EDA since 2021. Right. And so seeing what's been going on politically in this country and the stakes that are at play in this election, I think that more than ever, we need a strong progressive voice in Kelowna.
You were saying prior to this interview that your main goal is to try to bring people into politics,
yes.
Younger people.
That's right. Yes.
How do you do that?
Well, you do that by going to meet them where they are. I mean, I've been attending events at the university, at the Okanagan Library last week. We had an event hosted by Lead Now. They're a great organization. They're nonpartisan, but they're pushing for electoral reform, for stronger action on climate. These are things, I mean, like North Okanagan Labour Council has like a strong sort of youth contingent. Going to these events, going to these places, meeting these people, talking to them, and letting them know that there is somebody that actually feels the way that they do.
Right. You mentioned the North Okanagan Labour Council.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, there's a lot of jobs threatened by this
Yep.
tariff war that has been sort of launched against this country. What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, I think that Canada is facing a very real threat here. I mean, this is economic warfare being launched upon us by a reckless and irrational regime down to our south, and the consequences of it for everyday Canadians here are going to be felt. I mean, almost certainly there's going to be layoffs, downsizing of industry. I mean, we're going to have disrupted business of all types. I mean, in Kelowna, for instance, I know that like the craft brewer is already concerned about the price of aluminum going up. It's going to make affordability more of an issue. I think this is something that's going to touch all aspects of our life, unfortunately. And we have to have a strong, unified response to this and be ready to do our best to keep people from slipping through the cracks and getting hurt by it.
These votes end up kind of like a horse race sometimes, and we have the former federal leader of the NDP, Tom Mulcair.
Yes.
I'm going to summarize here, saying something along the lines of stand down because we're only going to get in the way of having the Liberals defeat the Conservatives.
Sure.
So what do you say to all that?
Well, what I would say is that if we're looking at this nationally, there are many ridings where it really is a race between an NDP candidate and a Conservative candidate, where the smart vote, if you are trying to prevent a Conservative government, is for the NDP, especially for NDP incumbents who are seeking re-election. Now, moreover, I think that the NDP offers something important in Parliament. A strong NDP caucus holds governments to account. And to just sort of give up and allow us to fall into a two-party system, that is not in the interests of everyday Canadians. We need a diversity of voices in Parliament, and we need somebody that's going to actually hold the government to their promises, and the NDP can do that.
I mean, the NDP is super low in the polls right now, and I would imagine that maybe it's time to dig in and make sure that it's still around in the future.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there have been many efforts to kill the NDP over the years, and the NDP has persevered. Now, I mean, if we're even just looking at a fairly recent historical example, I mean, in the 2011 election, the NDP was polling at historical lows, but then in the final 2 weeks, everything changed. Tom Layton led the NDP to their first time ever achieving official opposition status, and nobody saw it coming. And we still have a long time to go until Election Day, and anything could happen.
Right. One other thing I want to throw at you, a little bit self-serving, I work for Kelowna Now.
Sure.
It's a locally owned media outlet.
Yep.
The Liberal government brought in Bill C-18.
Yes.
The idea being to make the metaverse pay for journalistic content.
Yep.
And the metaverse just said, and then it went dark in terms of news media getting out on Facebook.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts on Bill C-18?
Well, I think that making it more difficult for authoritative sources to get their message and their news out on social media, it plays into the spread of misinformation and disinformation. It makes it more hard for people to actually find news because, for better or for worse, many people look to social media as their primary news source. And if outlets like Kelowna Now are unable to reach their audience, people are going to be finding their news from low quality sources, things that are spreading either knowingly or unknowingly lies, misrepresentations of the truth, and we are worse off for it.
Right. Do you think they should back off on C-18? Give up on that?
Well, I think that that bill should be reevaluated. It's out of touch with the reality of how social media works.
Right.
It's trying to treat social media platforms as just some kind of an extension of like the old school broadcasting style.
Yeah. All right. Well, in the meantime, you can find this interview on YouTube.
Yep. Hey.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, the people's platform, we could call it, yeah.
And thanks for watching Kelowna Now.
Thank you very much. Trevor McAleese, your NDP candidate for Kelowna.
We don't just report the news. We live here too. We're your neighbors, bringing you stories that matter to all of us. No government funding, no outside influence. Kelowna Now, local, independent. News you can trust.